Markets take a sharp plunge in trade amid the rising geopolitical tensions in West Asia. Early minutes of trade witnessed 7 lakh crore of investor wealth being wiped out.
ONGC and Oil India trade with gains as crude oil prices jump 8% after Israel launches airstrikes against Iran. Brent hovers around $75 per barrel.
Meanwhile, the rising crude oil prices impact oil marketing companies, aviation stocks, as well as paint stocks. HPCL, BPCL, IOC, they trade with cuts, as well as Interglobe Aviation is down 2.5%.
Jubilant Foodworks and Jubilant Engraver trade with gains, while Jubilant Pharmova marginally lower after block deals worth nearly 1,900 crores. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 the Bhartiya family is the likely seller.
And defense stocks remain in the spotlight amid heightened global uncertainties. The Nifty Defense Index rises to snap a 2-day losing streak. You have Paras Defense, Bharat Dynamics, as well as HAL, all up to around 3% apiece. Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. We are coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Nigel and with me is Ekta. Well, Ekta, welcome to the show and good to have you as always. The markets are down, but I think one encouraging sign is at least this dip is getting bought into. And if you look at the breadth of the market, in the morning we had only 150 stocks that are advancing. That number has improved to around 700 as of last count.
Hi, Nigel. Yes, absolutely disappointing, though, for the markets right now, because we now are probably veering closer towards 24,500 on the Nifty. We did break those levels of around 24,900 in yesterday's trading session. So let's see whether we manage to recover. So down around 200 odd points for the Nifty. And we have the mid-cap index, which is down around 0.3% at this point in time. It is the geopolitical tensions which are weighing down in terms of the market sentiment today. Separately, we do have Brent crude prices, which is something that we need to monitor, which would be an additional negative for us, considering that we are net importers of crude. So Brent crude has spiked up around 8 to 9% on geopolitical concerns. And separately, we do have gold, which is at a 1-month high on safe haven buying. So just a couple of key monitorables. But nonetheless, let's get talking to a couple of companies first. First up on Chartbusters today, we have Capri Global Capital in focus for a recent fundraising. The company's raised close to 2,000 crores via QIP. We have Rajesh Sharma, who's the managing director of Capri Global, joining in to discuss this and more. Mr. Sharma, thank you very much for taking the time out. If you could just start by giving us a sense in terms of the kind of investor appetite you saw for this 2,000 crore QIP and what exactly are the funds going to be used for?
Yes, thank you. So it was an overwhelming response. We got demand close to about 4,300 crore against the issue size of 2,000 crore. And there was a good demand from long-only investors likes of 3P Investment, Quant Mutual Fund, BlackRock, Allspring Global Investment, then HDFC Life Insurance, Prudential Life Insurance, Tata AIF, MK Ventures, Abacus AIF. So all kind of a domestic, foreign, and AIFs have participated. And we have closed the issue. And this money will be used for the onward lending, strengthening the capital base of the company. And this reaffirms the confidence of our existing as well as the new investor in company's business model, which is driven by technology, data science, and only in secure lending space.
Okay. All right. Hi, Mr. Sharma. Good morning. Thanks a lot for joining in here on CNBC-TV18. You're clearly pleased with the kind of response you've got to that QIP. Give us a few more details then. How much of this money will you be spending, say, on technology? How much of it you'll be spending on, with regard to getting into new geographies? As well as if I look at your book, how do you see the composition change because of your focal points? Go ahead, sir.
So our annual spend on that, we have a dedicated tech center in Gurgaon. We have about 150 engineers and about 25 data scientists working to make our processes and our decision making driven by those tools. So annually spend is in the range of about 90 crore rupees. And new geography, if we talk about, we will already present in about 1,100 branches. This year, we are going to add another 150 to 200 another branches. And our mix will remain 35% of gold, by 23-24% MSME and micro lab, about 22% housing finance, and about 17-18% with retail construction finance. So that will be the broad and mix looks like in going forward as well.
Okay. Just take us through what you are targeting in terms of the entire loan book growth, which has been quite strong in the past 4 years at around 4x. Just give us a sense in terms of what you're probably targeting in the next 2 fiscals when it comes to growth, and what is your sense in terms of even asset quality based on this kind of expedited loan growth that you are seeing?
So while in past we have grown very well, but going forward also from current book of 22,800 crore, we intend to grow our AUM to about 50,000 crore in next 3 years. And that will mean a growth about 30% year-on-year basis. And as regard asset quality, our asset quality, if you look at March 25, our asset quality have been in the range of about 1.5% GNP, and net NPA is about less than 1. Going forward also, we believe that we are in the business where asset quality plays an important role and collection is our backbone. Backed by our strong technology and data science capabilities, we believe that asset quality will not give any surprise and will continue to be in that range.
Okay. All right. Sir, I'm looking for 2 numbers here. One is on gold as a percentage of your AUM mix. If I look at it currently, it's a little over 30%. So there was something in the RBI, recent RBI meet for gold loans. Could you tell us how does that benefit you? And gold as a percentage of your AUM, how much will it contribute? Point number 1. Point number 2 is, since there was a repo rate cut, your cost of borrowing, I'm guessing, will come down. How do you see your NIMs shape up going ahead? So on gold loans and NIMs, please go ahead.
So gold loan currently is about 35% of the AUM, and going forward, it will range plus minus 2% here and there from this range. We intend that gold will not be over 40%, but other segment will also continue to grow. So that will be the proportion going forward as well. As regards NIM, you rightly said it. Repo rate reduction will give a abundant supply of money because now liquidity have been eased out. So that will help us to get the cheap access to cheaper fund. Further, this capital raise will also enable us the possible rating upgrade, and that will also help us to borrow at a cheaper rate. So I think going forward, our cost of fund will come down significantly. We expect at least cost of fund should come down by 50 to 60 basis. Minimum based on the rating upgrade, and further whatever MCLR reduction is getting passed on, that will get passed on further. So that benefit alone should translate in the balance sheet in long run 100 crore rupees per year kind of a cost. And if you talk about the spread, currently spread is in the range of about 6.45%. We believe that spread going forward will remain in the range of about 6.75. In that range, it will improve by 25 to 30 basis.
Okay. All right. Just a quick question with regards to the capitalization. Now that you've raised around 2,000 crores via QIP, for how long are you probably going to be capitalized?
So till we reach an AUM of 50,000 crore rupees, we will not require any capital in our NBFC, and that is quite sufficient because about 17% kind of our book also in the co-lending. Assuming the co-lending portion even 15% also, for next 3 years, we will not require any capital, and we should be, this capital is good enough to reach AUM about 50,000 crore rupees.
Okay, all right, Mr. Sharma, we appreciate you joining in and giving us all those details. Congratulations on successful completion of the QIP, and thanks a lot for joining in and detailing how you see the company shape up in the time to come. We look forward to chatting up with you a little later. Well, as we move on, we're excited to unveil our brand new global business news channel, the all-new CNBC-TV18 Prime, our once-a-week deep dive into a new industry, a new technology, or a new segment. And this week, the spotlight is on India's data center boom. Tune in to CNBC-TV18 Prime at 11:30 every Friday for the frontier.
Welcome back. Well, for the markets, definitely weak. So we are down around 214 odd points for the Nifty. We have the mid-cap index, which is down over 200 odd points, and the advanced decline ratio, that should come up for you. If in case there's some tad bit of an improvement, then that's a positive, but it's better than what we started off at. But nonetheless, it's still standing at around 1:2 on the National Stock Exchange, which is around 800 stocks advancing to around 1,600 stocks declining at this point in time. Just want to point out that defense stocks seem to be really the flavor today. So Cochin Shipyard, as well as Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Mazgon Docks, they really are dominating in terms of the top turnover and movement that we are seeing on the exchanges today. So just watch out for a couple of these other stocks. A couple of stocks on the downside include IREDA, and on the upside in terms of gainers include a couple such as Idea Forge, which is showing some amount of traction on the upside. But we do have Manas Jaiswal, who's joining in to discuss the technicals of the market. Manas, hi, welcome to the show. Well, let's start with your overall take on the Nifty, considering that we did see the weakness, prominent weakness actually start in the second half of yesterday's trading session.
So good morning. So in last 4 weeks, Nifty took support in the range of 24,500 to 24,450, I think 3 times. And this time also Nifty has taken support over there only. So I think today's lows is very important. If Nifty sustains above 24,450, then I think you can remain long in this market. Keep your stop loss below 24,450. However, I think now one should create fresh long only above 20-day moving average, which is placed near 24,850. So fresh long should be taken only above 24,850. However, you can hold your long position with the stop loss of 24,450. At current levels, I think one should not take any action right on in Nifty. Even in Bank Nifty, I think here the 55,000 is a very strong support. So if you're long in Bank Nifty, you should keep the stop loss below 55,000. However, you should take a long position only on a breakout above 56,000.
Okay. All right. Hi, Manas. Good to see you in. What about individual stocks? What's on your radar?
Good morning, Nigel. So first one is a buy call on Manappuram, where stock is making flag pattern on the daily charts. Now, I am waiting for a fresh breakout. However, looking at the pattern, I think even at current levels, one can take a long position. Keep your stop loss below 269 in Manappuram, and target would be around 285. And second is a buy call on OFSS, Oracle Financial, where we have seen a flag pattern breakout above 200-day moving average. So in OFSS, one can create long position at current levels also. Keep your stop loss below 94.50, and here the target would be around 9,900.
Okay. All right, Manas, one more question on Vedanta. You know, earlier this morning, it went down to around the 20 as well as the 200 DMA. At around 445 rupees, and from there it's bounced. You know, normally in a risk-off sentiment, the stock could get hit, but it has a component of oil as well in it. So I guess that's why, in fact, from the lows of the day, it's popped up. What's your view on the stock? Where is it headed?
See, the basic structure of Vedanta is positive because stock has been making higher tops and higher bottom from the level of around 410. We have seen some correction today in the morning. It tested 20-day moving average, and we have seen buying interest over there. I think you should wait for some more time. If it sustains above 465, you can create long position in Vedanta. Keep your stop loss below 454. And in that case, target would be around 485 to 490.
485 to 490. Got it. All right, Manas, thanks a lot for joining in and giving us those calls, individual stock calls, as well as the call in the index. As Manas said, it went down. It, went to around the 20 DMA, 200 DMA. And from there, it's a bit of a bounce. Well, for the time being, though, I think we could slip into a short break. We come back, we'll continue our focus on a lot of stocks that are moving around. Stay with us.